Let's get weird!
We're taking a look at what some people have called one of the worst Star Trek films ever made. Is it worthy of that moniker? Let's find out. Today we're talking about Star Trek V, The Final Frontier. Been called one of the worst directions of Shatner's career as a director. A lot of people said he was good as an actor but not good as a director shortly after this, and in fact many other roles he may have gotten directing were cut short by this one. Honestly, it's not a well-made film, and in fact it's only one of two Star Trek films that was not, the special effects was not handled by Industrial Light and Magic, the other one being Star Trek Insurrection. And frankly, it looks it. In a lot of areas, it looks very similar to the original series, and that's a bad thing. The original series came out in the 60s, so bad effects was the norm. However, these movies came out late 80s, early 90s, so that same excuse didn't work. In all honesty, the story for this one had a really good idea at its center. Frankly, they bungled it with too many gags.
What's the matter, Jim? I miss my old chair.
Too many jokes.
I could use a shower.
Yes.
And too many moments that just made you scratch your head. Now the main plot of this movie, I'm not going to try to go into too much spoilers just because I don't like to spoil movies, but the main plot of this is a Vulcan named Sybok, who believes that he has found the resting place of God.
My Vulcan ancestors were ruled by their emotions.
They believed in a place in which these questions of existence would be answered. The greatest adventure of all time. The discovery of Shakari.
At the center of the galaxy.
And so to a very complicated plan, he was going to get a ship and find God. This idea is not only big, but it's actually very thought-provoking, and if done correctly, could have been one of the better Star Trek experiences. Now, one thing the film does get right is that the crew seems very much a unit. You get the feeling that these people really have become a close-knit community. And given what we know about the behind-the-scenes feelings of the actors, that takes incredible talent, because most of these actors, there was a lot of hatred between them on set. Now you see, the character Sybok has the ability through this power.
Your pain runs deep. Share your pain with me.
It takes away your pain, essentially brainwashing you to his cause of finding God. And over the course of the film, he turns most of the crew against William Shatner, against Captain Kirk. This is where Shatner's acting really does come to the forefront. He gives this amazing speech.
Damn it, Bones, you're a doctor. You know that pain and guilt can't be taken away with the wave of a magic wand. They're the things we carry with us, the things that make us who we are. I don't want my pain taken away. I need my pain.
That really should have been the focus of the movie, the fact that we need our pain, the fact that you can't expect some all-powerful being to take away your pain for you. And it would have been a lot better if this were the focal point. Now, some of this film's failing could be blamed on the studio who cut the budget. Could also be blamed on the studio for not hiring a better writer. For not really a better writer, but a writer who could handle this complex idea and give it the reference it actually needed in order to be taken seriously. Now, see, the problem is you intercut this very interesting story, this journey to the galactic core, and this plan of Sybok, you intercut that with these scenes that just come out of nowhere and they make no sense.
From an old Southern recipe handed down to me by my father.
In that case, I have little choice but to sample your beans.
Most jarring of these was the infamous fan dance sequence. Now, I'm not going to make fun of the actors for being older, as many reviewers have done. My problem with this moment is that this was Plan A. You're talking about the most decorated ship in Starfleet, and the highest-ranked female officer possibly in all of Starfleet, and Plan A is to tell her to take her clothes off and go dance for the bad guys. What the fuck?
Hello, boys. I've always wanted to play to a captive audience.
On top of that, you intercut with these bizarre line readings that they feel out of place for a Star Trek film.
Spock, hold your horse, Captain.
More than that, you can get the feeling through watching it that the actors, and more than that, the characters are just done. There's nothing left. There's a moment where Bones is trying to insult Spock, and he can't come up with anything. You get the feeling that that's more of the writer not knowing what he wanted the character to do, so he just has him call him a green-blooded Vulcan.
Green-blooded Vulcan?
And it just comes out of this feeling that not only is the actor just out of things to say, you get the feeling that these people have been together so much that he can't think of a new insult. And over the course of the film, you can tell that each character almost seems to just like they want to let go of this. They want to go off and have their retirement and just be done. Now, some have said this is the worst Star Trek film. Personally, I know of at least one more that's even worse than this one. In fact, I think if you look at this, it's not the worst, it's not by any means the best, but I do believe that there is some merit to it. The overall idea was really good, and I think like if it had been taken a lot more seriously, not have quite so many goofy moments, it really could have come across. Overall, I will say that if you like Star Trek, I would give this a watch, but honestly, if you're not a Star Trek fan, this movie is not going to convert you. Until next time, my name is VEGA GOOSE saying thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.
I know this ship like the back of my hand.
What does God need with a starship?